All right. Hey, what is up? First off, I know the camera is wacky, and I'm really sorry for that. I need to get a new one really badly, but it's going to be a while before I can get one. But I will. That is on my list to do things. I don't know what happened. I think it's just old. It's just an old camera, so I need to get a new one. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about my return to World of Warcraft. It's been a very interesting one and surprising. I had tried many times in the past to return to old characters, check out new expansions, play the new class, and every time I returned, and at the point that I played this game so much, I'd played it so hardcore. It was my life. It was like work except fun. This was what I did. This game was all I played all day if I wasn't working or, yeah, it was just all I did and all I played. So I played so much. By the time I quit, unlike other people, unlike friends of mine and people that I know, I didn't quit because I started to hate it. I didn't quit because there was an expansion that happened that I didn't like. I quit because I was just done. I was done playing it. I had had enough. Loved the game. Nothing but good memories. It was just awesome. Such a great game. So I kept trying to return, but I just couldn't get back into it. Just couldn't do it. Wanted to, couldn't do it. And this time around, thanks to my buddy Wags, who was one of my guildmates before I had quit the game. I don't remember how the conversation came up, but he just asked me. I really wish I could remember how the conversation started, because how we started talking about World of Warcraft. Although we reminisce a lot because we played WoW together, so it does come up in conversation sometimes, and that might have been how it happened. He had asked me. He goes, "Did you see the World of Warcraft Looking for Group documentary?" And I hadn't, so I went and looked it up. And then after my stream that day, when he had asked me that, I went and watched it, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It reminded me of so much stuff so many things I had done, and how much fun I had had, and it put me in the mood to try the game again. And at the time when I was getting back in, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go try this game again. I'll try it, but knowing that I had been to the game so many times, I kept trying to return to the game, and it just wouldn't work. I couldn't get back into it. I expected the same thing to happen this time. I'm watching that documentary, made me really, nostalgic, I guess, or whatever, and I went and checked it out. So I didn't expect it to really excite me and give me a lot of fun. But this time around, I'm starting completely fresh. I do not have my original account that had everything, the achievements and mounts and pets and all that, and that was before they even made stuff account wide. That account is long gone, and it is a regret. I miss that account very much, but at the same time, I'm also not glad it's gone, but I'm glad I'm starting completely fresh, and I have like a new look on the game. So up until Mists of Pandaria, I was pretty much a pro at everything, pretty much. I knew all the raids, all the dungeons, every class. I played every class, raided every class, and I loved it. It was super fun, and all that kind of stuff. So up until Mists of Pandaria, I did play Mists of Pandaria because I wanted to play the monk, I wanted to play the panda, so I did play it. But I never played it hardcore enough to really get to know every dungeon really well. Although I did play the dungeons quite a lot, but I didn't really. That was the end of my time basically. So returning to it and getting up to that, the leveling is so much stuff has changed. It's ridiculous. The game is so awesome now. I think it's awesome. I love the changes. There are people that complain, and I can understand their points of view and stuff, but I love the new system, the way everything works and stuff. The leveling is pretty fast, and that can ruin a bit of the experience. I think for a new person that's never played World of Warcraft and they play it now, leveling happens so fast that they don't get to experience it the way we did when, like, any players that played vanilla, while they call it vanilla, the base game before expansions. Nobody can play that now. If a new player comes on that, they will not get the same experience that we got. But I don't think of it necessarily as a bad thing. It definitely changes the way you play it, and it can probably be weird for a new player that's never played it, because the way of how fast you level, you out level the zones you're playing through, So and if you don't know what you're doing, I could see it being easy to get lost in, But I mean, they did make this adventure guide thing for new players where once you reach a certain level or whatever, the guide will tell you, now you need to move to this zone. Come over here. You can get rid of all your other quests, your 50 other quests that you have from a different zone, and come over here. So it's definitely a weird system, and I could see a new player being just a little bit thrown off by that. But as a player that's played it before, I really love all the new updates, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm starting completely fresh, coming through the game, and when I think the biggest thing that makes it so much more fun this time around is in previous times that I had returned, like I returned maybe to play with friends again, just to try to play it again. But I was done. I redid it all, and then I tried the monk class, and still couldn't really get into the game. And it might be also that more time has passed since I was really hardcore in the game. But I think it's also because I really do have like a fresh new look at it. And this time, the biggest thing about this return is I'm not in a rush to do end game. Like when I'd returned for the Monk Panda, I mostly just wanted to see what the new content was like. So I had to rush through the levels, rush through the zones, and then do the dungeons and stuff. And I wasn't really in it for the experience of the game. I was more in it for the experience of end game. And the end game was cool. I had no problem with the end game. That was why it was different. This time around, I want to re-experience the world, and I have been. I've been re-experiencing it. I went through a lot of the same stuff that I played before as I leveled up, but now I'm 92 or whatever. So anything basically 80 plus, anything 80 to 110 now, for me was pretty much fresh and new. Especially 90 plus. 90, doing the Warlords of Draenor is an expansion I never played before. I'd played Pandaria before, but I never played Draenor. So right now I'm playing through Warlords of Draenor, and it's freaking super cool. I love the garrison thing. I really love that. It's like the new housing system, but it's not exactly like housing that I would have expected, where you build your house and you customize it and you add furniture and all that. So like in a bunch of other RPGs, which I never really did. I never did housing in other games. I was always an interesting idea, but I never got into it. The garrison is an interesting like housing quest hub or something. I don't know. I thought Wags described it as a quest hub, and he was kind of, makes sense the way the garrison works and stuff. But I like the garrison thing. I think it's a really cool system. I haven't gotten super far into it. But what I've played of it so far, what I've done with the garrison, I really like. I think that's super cool. There's the world itself, the world of Warcraft, the whole universe of World of Warcraft. Like I love it. I love the world. Even going through the lower levels, and it's mostly just this time I'm not in a rush. I am not in a rush to do end game content. I'm just playing the game. I just wanted to play the game and have fun, and that has, I think that alone has made a big difference. Not just the new content that I haven't seen before, but this time that I'm not in a rush to see the new content. Like I'm trying to take it as slow as I possibly can without, like I still want to kind of go through it. Like I don't want it to take forever, but I'm just taking it slow. And I don't know. That's the biggest thing, man. I think also time though. I think I wouldn't be able to do this the way I'm approaching it this time if it wasn't for how much time has passed since I was last really into the game. And now, I've tried returning the game so many times, but it just wasn't the same. This time I feel like a noob. I feel like a total freaking noob. Like I don't know what I'm doing, especially 90 plus. This new expansion and stuff. So that's my experience so far, and I'm really loving the game. I've been playing it far more than I expected I would, and I'm actually having way more fun than I thought I would. And like I said, it's all about the fresh look. It's about the fresh new start, and being patient and not being in a rush to do end game. And I think that's probably the biggest reason I've been having so much fun with it, other than the game itself being awesome. The game has always been awesome. I never quit this game because I didn't like it. I never left because changes happened and I was like, screw this, I don't want to play this anymore. I quit because I just played so much. So I know I repeated myself a bunch more, and I don't know if I think if I keep doing this video, I'd probably be saying the same thing and over and over again. I'm also really tired. So I just yesterday I streamed like a little over 8 hours, I think, of World of Warcraft, and today I did 9 hours, and I'm not even trying to. I love playing this game and I can't stop. So I still kind of expect that I'll reach a point where we're like, I don't want to play this anymore. But I can tell you this. Even though I expect that, it's because I expect it because I'm used to what I've done in the past when I return to World of Warcraft. But this time, I do have a way different attitude, and I am having way more fun than any of the previous times I returned to this game. Any of the times that I try to come back and play it, I'm having a lot more fun this time around. So much more. And again, it's really because I'm not in a rush. You know, I just want to experience this game again, and it's been great. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. If you have anything to say, let me know, man. If you you know, how many times do you try to return to World of Warcraft? You know, like, have you tried the new expansion, World of Draenor? Like, did you pull what I did, and like, did you come back and like try to play it and rush to endgame, and then you're just like, you know, like, I'm just curious. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and yeah, all right, see ya. Bye bye.